Here's a fantasy idea setting thing. The four directions each have a number of stars associated with them. In this world, you can always tell north by following the guiding eyes, represented by, in mythologies, by Fra. Fra was more myth than person, even when he was alive. Fra took his boat and learned to sail north, and north, and north. Back then, people didn't know the shape of the world. They knew nothing of it besides their little homes. No one except Fra. Fra had his eyes set on the north. He believed, personally, that if you could get to the furthest point north, that you would begin to sail off into the sky. That was his hope. And if you believe those two stars are his eyes, then perhaps he even made it. To the south, the cluster of eight. Known as the eight limbs of the lovers. Despite its name, it's actually made up of closer to 30 stars, each creating these little lines of stars. Some people think it seems to be a spider, but the story behind it is actually of two lovers in a small quarry, not quarry. The two of them were fighting so long and so loud over something such mundane matters that the gods themselves took notice. Some say it's because as they went to the gods to get a solution to their problem, and it's just because they would yell so loud that it would echo even to the heavens. The 30 stars make up roughly 8 lines, so it's called the cluster of the eights. More a holdover from before we could see more clearly the stars themselves. You could only see the blurry lines that they made. To the west, there's the ever-guiding triangle. 3 stars that no matter where on the planet you seem to be, if you're sailing or even just standing in between the 3, for 2 will always seem to sit on the horizon, the other up above. If you can sit in roughly the middle, you will always be facing towards the west when you can see them. The old myth between those 3 stars seems to be that sailors would put their compass up to the sky so often and shine a light onto it so that the edges would create an outline of light so bright and so often that it burned the points into the sky itself. And that's perhaps why those 2 stars always sit on the horizon, because that is the only place to put your guiding device. And to the east, there's the great burning light, the single largest star visible from the planet, outside of course, the day star. The burning light moves in a peculiar pattern from the point of view on the planet. Why? No one's quite sure. This seems to disagree whether it's gods fighting, a god's resting place, or even if it is something that is moving alongside the planet at a slightly different pace. For why it seems to move both back and forth and up and down, but never leaving the area. Those are the four guiding. Those are the four guiding symbols of this world. And there's a quick idea for whatever.